Oh. Narayana. Hari Om and good morning from Niagara Falls. We've all evoked Deepavali now. We had celebrations yesterday, there's celebrations going on right now. Deepavali is an utsava. This means it's a festival. But how does a festival feel? A festival feels like one becoming lighthearted. When you're in a festive mood, you become lighthearted. You sing, you dance. But that's always restricted by space, time, and matter, isn't it? Once the music stops, the dancing stops. Once the people leave, then the singing stops. But for someone who's invoked a utsava, invoked Deepavali, they feel light-hearted. Living is hard. Yes, the first line of our very popular arti is we say, Bhakta jano ke sangata, Dasa jano ke sangata. It's not even gata. Gata means difficulty, sangata. We're captured by this difficulty. Living is hard, everyone can relate to that. There's financial difficulties, there's health difficulties, there's political difficulties. Knowledge softens this hard living. With knowledge, living doesn't change, but our relationship with living changes. If I can change this into Sanskrit terms, the katha that we're understanding in Ramayana is hard. Do you think of how much hardship Raja Dasharatha has experienced? Sri Bharata is experiencing. Hard. The katha is hard, but the Vedanta, the jnana, softens all of this, makes this manageable, makes this meaningful. Every morning when I study for Vedanta and Ramayana, if you ask a typical person what is the low point of their week, for most it's Monday morning. You have to go to work, you have to go to school. For people who are not into religion, Sunday morning is the worst. You have to go to the Balivar, you have to go to the church. I think Sunday morning is my favorite part of the week. Out of all of the courses I teach, out of all of the classes that I've studied, Ramayana has a different dimension of beauty and joy. I wish more and more and more people gave up the ego that they know Ramayana and actually went into the Vedanta of this katha. And I can just share that with you, but you have to feel this too. I've been studying and sharing for almost 10 years now, and I'm confidently telling all of you how grateful I am to all of you that whether you're interested in this or not, you still have to sign in, correct? Especially the centers that I'm leading. You don't have a choice. I'm most grateful that I have such opportunities to understand every dialogue, every movement. A review of last week. When Bhagwan Rama hears Sri Bharata, he can't see Sri Bharata because Sri Lakshmana is in front of him. He can't see Sri Bharata because Sri Bharata is prostrated, but he hears Sri Bharata in a most rattled way. He gets up and Mother Sita's pushed aside, his weapons fall down. I see this with Vyasa sometimes. When Vyasa is scared, he'll just move his hands very quickly. He'll drop whatever he's doing. He'll bring his focus back to what's scaring him. And the meaning behind all of this is that where there is love, you don't need weapons. Between Sri Bharata and Bhagwan Rama, is there any need for weapons? Now, what are the weapons that we use? One weapon we use is politics. We're no longer straightforward with each other. I need to tell you this, but I say all of these things till I finally tell you this, isn't it? All of these weapons that I have. In another course, I can't remember, I had asked, why do we not accept others? And specifically, why do we not accept our family? And the thought behind this, we become less accepting when we have a lower purpose. When our purpose is higher, we're not interested in the trivialities of he said, she said. So here, Bhagwan Rama, he dismisses all of his attachments to his wife, his weapons which he always has, because there is love. Pujya Swami Chinmaya says, where love is thick, faults become thin. Where love is thin, faults become thick. So profound. And now we shift to Sri Bharata. It's shared that Sri Bharata, and I want to get the right word for all of you, Sri Bharata is Barabasa. Barabasa means he's at Bhagwan Rama's feet and nobody can lift him up. You know, like a very stubborn person, that it doesn't matter how much knowledge you give to them, they are stubborn, they are not going to move from that place, physically or mentally. Sri Bharata is Barabasa, but not out of stubbornness. This is pure love. And for all of our Bhagavad Gita course students, and many of you are in this, we are in chapter 7, right? Bhagavad Gita course students. And we're talking about Mama Maya Duratyaya. That is challenging, difficult to transcend one's Maya. And the example that Pujya Swami Tejomayananda uses, when that fisher person casts that net to catch fishes, then all of the fish around are caught other than the ones at the feet of that fisher person, isn't it? Because they don't cast the net at their own feet. That's what Barabasa means, that there's Maya all around, but if I'm at Maya Pati's feet, Maya cannot catch me, cannot touch me. So for us too, to always remember that if this Sankata is really cutting our peace, you have to go to Jagat Ishvara, the one who's created and controls the kata, the Sankata. Okay? We continue with our kata, and sadly, but happily also, we're on 3/4 of Ayodhya Kanda is now complete. Before the end of the year, we're going to complete the second Kanda of Ramayana. And I'm sad because that means it's completing shortly. Right? I'm on the 244th section of Chopais. 244. I'm reading the 4th Chopai, line 1. This is on page 405 in my text. Bhagwan Rama has embraced Sri Bharata, and then what happens? Pratama Rama Baiti Keikei. Out of all of the Ranis, who does Bhagwan Rama meet first? Keikei. Why is Bhagwan Rama in the forest? Keikei. And I'm giving you that line because many people say Bhagwan Rama met Keikei first, but how do we actually know that? Now I'm sharing with you where this is documented. Sarala Subhai Bhagati Mati Bhai. And this is because Bhagwan Rama is Sarala. What does Sarala mean? Simple. He is not walking around with emotional baggage. He said, she said. Sarala. That this is my mother, and more so, I know this is not my mother's intention. Mother Keikei didn't want Bhagwan Rama to go to the forest. It was Manthara. And it wasn't even mantra, wasn't it? It was Mother Saraswati who was asked by the Devatas, and you can keep on going into that. So who are we to blame? Bhagwan Rama is not blaming. Who are we to blame? So leading up to this, what happens? Bhagwan Rama is embracing Sri Bharata, and in this moment, Sri Lakshmana and Sri Shatrughna are experiencing FOMO. The fear of missing out because they're just not letting go of each other. Sri Lakshmana wants to hug Sri Bharata. Sri Shatrughna wants to hug Bhagwan Rama. And after all of these brothers meet, then Sri Bharata says, Rishi Vashishta is here too. Now usually it's the Shishya that goes to the Guru, but in this case the Guru has gone to the Shishya, and Bhagwan Rama runs. And he prostrates at Rishi Vashishta's feet, and Rishi Vashishta picks him up and embraces him. And then right behind Rishi Vashishta is all of the Ranis. And he goes to Mother Kaikeyi first, prostrates to her, hugs Mother Kaikeyi. And she's overwhelmed by this, because what is she expecting Bhagwan Rama to do to her? Ignore her, isn't it? Or even to the more negative, to blame her. You know when you're always prepared for someone to yell at you and they don't yell at you? How transformative that is. So this is what's happening right now. She's overwhelmed. And then everyone in Ayodhya is waiting to see Bhagwan Rama too. And Bhagwan Rama's feeling for them that she wants to see me, that boy wants to see me, the old man over there wants to see me. And I can't go there first, and there's thousands of people there, and then by the time I get there, so what did he do? He manifested himself for everyone. So everyone felt like Bhagwan Rama was meeting them then and there. And the last person Bhagwan Rama meets is Mother Kaushalya. The last, his biological mother, the one who's protecting him, he goes and meets last. Now the reason for this is very functional. The last person you meet, you get to spend the most time with, correct? Because all of the formalities are over, isn't it? So we always save the best for last. That came from Ramayana. So he meets Mother Kaikeyi, he meets all of the citizens of Ayodhya, he meets Mother Kaushalya. And right behind Bhagwan Rama is Mother Sita. And Mother Sita, she also prostrates at Rishi Vashishta's feet. Now in some cultures, women are not supposed to prostrate to a man's feet. But I don't know where such cultures came when this is clearly stated that she was fully prostrated to Rishi Vashishta. And the next is the mothers. And those mothers are looking at Sita and saying, Bechari. You know, she's the queen of Ayodhya, and she's dressed like this, she's lost weight. Every mother thinks their daughter-in-law loses weight, correct? But they think their son loses more weight because of the daughter-in-law. So they think, you know, Mother Sita's like this. And Mother Sita's looking at them saying, you also all lost weight. You're looking, you know, like you're becoming older. You know how many queens Raja Dasharatha had? 365. In Valmiki Ji's Ramayana, the number 365 is given. And all 365 are there. So, and all of them wanted to meet Mother Sita. So what did she do? She manifested herself to meet each one at that same time. And who's most overwhelmed by this? Mother Kaikeyi. Because she's also expecting Mother Sita to say, what kind of mother-in-law are you? Look at how I look. You're wearing jewels. I'm wearing, sap in my hair. Mother Kaikeyi shares in this section, she prays to Mother Earth to open up and swallow her. And Mother Earth doesn't listen, so she prays to Yamaraja and says, I know I have an expiry date. Now is that expiry date. Take me now. And Mother Earth and Yamaraja respond saying, you're not fit to be with us. The Mother Earth doesn't want Mother Kaikeyi. Yamaraja says, you stay out there as long as possible. So amazing how forgiving Bhagwan Rama and Mother Sita are. And then a sad dialogue happens where Rishi Vashishta has to inform Bhagwan Rama that his father has died. And Bhagwan Rama stopped speaking. He stopped eating. He didn't take water until the next day when he went through the final rites of his father, because he's the eldest son, right? He's the closest next father in that family. And everyone else, they felt Bhagwan Rama's sadness. They also stopped speaking, stopped eating, stopped drinking. And when Bhagwan Rama was at ease, he felt like the rites were finished. All of the tribal people, they began to serve all of the citizens, right? They're not used to living in the forest, so they started collecting leaf bowls. You know, when you go to dhabas in India, you have those leaves and they have those wooden sticks. That started in Ramayana also. And they were collecting the best honey and the best fruits and the best roots, and they were offering this to the citizens of Ayodhya. Now, there's a lot of depth to that, so let's shift to the Vedanta part. Okay. Bhagwan Rama goes to Mother Kaikeyi, and he goes as someone who is simple. And Bhagwan Rama will share later that the ninth form of bhakti is simplicity. So we have very different ideas of bhakti, correct? Bhakti is chanting Vishnu Sahasranama. And that's limited by space-time and matter, but being a simple person, that means bhakti is practiced all the time. And yesterday I was sharing at Chinmaya Dhara that here in Chinmaya Mission, we first teach people to be Arjuna before they become Krishna. Many teachers will teach you to become Krishna, but if you're not Arjuna, you can't become Krishna, correct? There's a methodology. Arjuna means Arjava, the one who is straightforward, the one who is simple. Like an infant, like a child, like nature. To become simple is bhakti. I had shared how Bhagwan Rama manifested so many Bhagwan Ramas for the citizens. This is Goswamiji hinting to us, teaching us that Bhagwan Rama is not like you and I. This is Bhagwan Rama who's Brahman, who is infinite, but you'll only know that if you take a step back. Goswamiji is in the katha, but he is taking a step back to see Bhagwan Rama's full manifestation. For us, it means being less busy. When we're less busy, we'll have space to think. And when we have space to think, we don't go on complaining that I'm stressed out. We go on sharing that I'm blessed in. Yes? People who don't think, they always are sharing I'm stressed out. Stress pushes you out, away from Rama. But for the person who has space to think, they feel like I'm blessed in. So take a step back from all that we're doing. And in the same portion, Mother Sita, she is not just this frail princess. She is Shakti. She is Shri. That she too manifests her divinity. And what's important to note here is we keep saying that Ravana kidnapped Mother Sita. Kidnap who? You think Ravana can kidnap Mother Sita? She already knew this was going to happen. That was a fake Mother Sita. That was her disguise that got kidnapped, not her. But we need to take a step back and not be so emotional to understand all of this. And I was sharing about Mother Kaikeyi being overwhelmed by Bhagwan Rama and Mother Sita. The best way to teach people is to live by those teachings. Bhagwan Rama never said, I told you so. Mother Sita never complained. But they lived forgiveness. And that's most practical with your family. You cannot teach your family. Yes? I should be seeing big nods right now. We cannot teach our family. So when I say we're our Chinmaya Mission family, I only mean that in a poetic way, but here's where we're supposed to teach each other, okay? Live this teaching. Shifting over to Bhagwan Rama going through the rites, the antyeshti of his father, Goswamiji says so magically here, usually when you go through a purification rite, who gets purified? We do. In this case, the purification rite got purified because Bhagwan Rama did it. Isn't that amazing? That the purification became pure because Bhagwan Rama did this. And taking this to a more general way, the Veda tells sadhakas like you and I how to live. But it is people who have reached the sadhya, those joyous people who sanction the Veda. So understand that the Veda is lower than Bhagwan. Bhagwan gives authority to the Veda. So it's important to study the Veda. It's more important to know where the Veda came from. Such rituals, if we don't know the meaning of such rituals, they don't hold a lot of importance to us. There's not a lot of transformation. But if you feel Bhagwan behind those rituals, it is most purifying. When the tribal people were serving the citizens of Ayodhya, the citizens of Ayodhya were saying to the tribal people that, you shouldn't be serving us. And those tribal people say, we are the lowest people. I love one of the lines that's shared. It says that we feel good when we go to people's homes and don't steal things. Their goodness is not stealing things. Here, them serving the people of Ayodhya, this opportunity is only being facilitated by Bhagwan Rama. If it weren't for Bhagwan Rama, would they have felt such joy, such love? The citizens of Ayodhya are feeling bad that these people from the tribal areas are serving them. The tribal people are feeling happy that they're tribal people because Bhagwan Rama is there now. So it shows that our lives are not determined by space-time matter, but by perspective. Who's lesser here, the people of Ayodhya or the people in the jungle? The people in Ayodhya, who have way more pleasure, possession, and position, have less peace. The people in the tribal areas only have peace. That's all that's important. Their perspective, though illiterate, it shows how much vision that they have. Only joy can bring people together. Bhagwan Rama brought the citizens and the tribal people together. And the expression of joy is love. How do you know that you're a happy person? Is when you love your family, and more than that, you start to love your community. More than that, you start to love society. If you're not loving more, then that joy is still relative. I'm happy sometimes, I'm sad sometimes. Kabhi khushi, kabhi gham. We'll study one more Chopai. I'm on the 254th section of Chopais. 254th section of Chopais. I'm reading the Doha on page 412. So now everyone has met each other. Everyone is feeling happy. But the katha has to keep moving, correct? They can't just be there. Rakhe Rama Rajai Rukha Hama Saba Kara Hita Hoy Samuji Sayane Karahu Abba Saba Mili Sammata Soy. Sri Bharata is with Rishi Vashishta. Rishi Vashishta is with all of the ministers. And all of the ministers are with the other advisors. And they now have to have a meeting, the meeting, with Bhagwan Rama. It's like going to a bank for a construction loan, right? You can have all of these designs and fundraisers, but finally you have to have that meeting. So how do we go about this meeting? So they're all together, and they have to have this meeting with Bhagwan Rama, and they obviously want Bhagwan Rama to come back. That's why they're all there. So I'll tell you a little bit about that. This is Rishi Vashishta's line, and Rishi Vashishta says, whatever Bhagwan Rama wishes us to do, if we do this, this will be in everyone's greatest welfare. Now who's saying this? Rishi Vashishta. Rishi Vashishta is a rishi, which means he can see what you and I can't see. He can see the absolute, he can see the relative, he can see the tactile. He can see the divinity, he can see the worldliness. And this is Rishi Vashishta. Now I'll tell you a little bit about Rishi Vashishta. How old is Raja Dashatha before he died? 60,000 years old. See, we're in Kali Yuga. We live for 100 years. Multiply that by around 10, you get to Dwapar Yuga. You multiply that by 10, you get to Treta Yuga. So if I'm 100 times 10 is around 10,000 or so. Okay? And he's a Raja. He has better food than I do. He has better trainers than I do. So he's 60,000, and for 60,000 years he never had a child. Hence, how many queens does he have? 365, not just 3. 365. And who's the one who facilitated that child finally? Rishi Vashishta. Rishi Vashishta is the son of Lord Brahma, mind-born son. And Rishi Vashishta didn't want to be born. Right? He has the knowledge that if I'm born, I'm going to be bound. So Lord Brahma, his father, negotiates with him. He says, you please be born and be cheerfully born. And I'll bless you with, you get to be the Kula Guru of Bhagwan. So when Bhagwan Vishnu manifests as Rama, you get to be in intimate quarters with him. So Rishi Vashishta agreed. Fine, I will be cheerfully born. But this was supposed to happen in Treta Yuga. And Rishi Vashishta was too impatient, so he switched the yugas around. After Satya Yuga came, Treta Yuga, then Dwapara Yuga, then Kali Yuga. So this is not an ordinary person. This is a Rishi, and this is Rishi Vashishta, who's giving such guidance. And the insight he comes up with, he says, such beautiful administration, it is worth sacrificing half to preserve the whole. It is worth sacrificing my hand to preserve my arm. Yes, you would all make that choice. So he tells Sri Bharata and Sri Shatrughna, you move to the forest. And Bhagwan Rama and Sri Lakshmana will come back. This is the plan. Raja Dasharatha wanted his sons to go to the forest. Fulfilled. He wanted his sons to be king. Also fulfilled. So this is what Rishi Vashishta says. And Rishi Vashishta, as he came up with this idea, everyone's like, sadhu, sadhu. That means great, great, vah, vah. What an idea. And so they're all feeling, okay, Rishi Vashishta, you'll go and tell Bhagwan Rama this. Rishi Vashishta looks to Sri Bharata. I'm not saying anything. Sri Bharata has to say all of this. So back to Sri Bharata. So much pressure on him. So they feel confident. They have their meeting. It's like people before they cross the border, right? They all have these discussions. Okay, what are we going to say at the border? This is where we came from. This is what we're declaring. And finally, you're confident. But when it comes to the border agent, what citizen are you? Jamaican. So now they're all in front of Bhagwan Rama. And Rishi Vashishta, everyone's looking at Rishi Vashishta. Rishi Vashishta is looking at Sri Bharata. Sri Bharata is looking at Sri Rama. So finally the dialogue begins. Sri Bharata says to Bhagwan Rama, you please decide what needs to be done now. And what does Bhagwan Rama say? Whatever Rishi Vashishta say. What does Rishi Vashishta say? Whatever Sri Bharata says. So back to him again. It just keeps coming back to him. So here's where Sri Bharata shares their plan. That myself and Sri Lakshmana will live in the forest. And when he thought about this, when he said it, he was overjoyed with the idea of Bhagwan Rama going back to Ayodhya. And what did Bhagwan Rama say then? Let us focus on our Vedanta first. I was sharing a lot with you about Rishi Vashishta. Rishi Vashishta is in tune with Brahman. And anyone who's in tune with Brahman is Brahman. Brahmavid, Brahmeva, Bhavati. The one who knows Brahman is Brahman. Within infinity, any finitude is possible, correct? In infinity, you can have any number. So when we say that Rishi Vashishta can give a person who hasn't had a child for 60,000 years, can facilitate a child, is it so radical to think of? When Rishi Vashishta can change how time flows, within infinity, Is that so ludicrous? All of us study all day that we're Brahman, yet we still deny, still lack faith that within infinity, any finitude is possible. Please contemplate on what I'm sharing with you. That once you intellectually understand this, we will have so much more faith that when I'm in my sangata, kshana me dura kare. That jagat, Ishvara, kshana me. Even before I think it, it can be purged. Sri Bharata, shifting to Sri Bharata's challenge, he actually is not feeling sad because of his separation from Bhagwan Rama. Because is Sri Bharata separate from Bhagwan Rama? It doesn't matter what space, time, and matter comes in the way. Sri Bharata's only altar is Bhagwan Rama. What Sri Bharata is suffering from is thinking that Bhagwan Rama is living in the jungle, eating roots, sleeping on the ground. He's not feeling any separation. He's only feeling his suffering. Now, in this, we tune into the best way to live. And I'll say this in a sutra, okay? Inside Rama, outside drama. Inside Rama, outside drama. Whatever drama is happening outside, money's coming in, money is going. Daylight savings time comes in, daylight savings time goes out. Health is strong, health is weak, doesn't matter. Inside there should always be Rama. And that's how Sri Bharata lived. Inside was Rama. Outside there's the drama of who's in the forest, who's going to be the king, and on and on and on. Inside Advaita, outside Dvaita. Then this very hard, adamantine Dvaita becomes soft. Inside Rama, outside drama. So when all of the Balavir students come back to the assembly, you can give them that sutra. You can all cry all you want. Inside is Rama. Next week, you will find out what happens with this meeting between Sri Bharata and Bhagwan Rama.